Hi, welcome to another tutorial on interactive diagrams with Schemio. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you something cool. This is a tooltip template, and we're going to see how it works. This is where I'm using this tooltip template. You see these Kubernetes icons. They are pulsating, and if I click it, I get the tooltip, and then I can add more elements to it, like this button that opens up the external diagram. And this is the default tooltip in Schemio. So it's not as interesting because it only allows you to add text, but you cannot add elements to it. So we're going to look into templated tooltip. So how does it actually work? Let's start with a fresh new diagram. First of all, let's look at the tooltip itself. How does it work? It's located here in the templates panel. If we start dragging it, it just simply draws this big circle, but obviously it depends on the situation. In some cases, you want to draw a small little circle. Let's enable the snapping to grid, and this is how it looks like. So if we go to view mode, the tooltip disappears and it's pulsating and letting us know that we are able to click it, and then something happens, and there you go, we have our text, and then we can close it, right? That's the default behavior. What you can do with this tooltip is you can drag this panel, you can resize it, you can change it right how you want it, you can add elements onto the panel, you can change the text, etc. And whenever you move it, nothing it doesn't reset your changes. So even though this whole thing is templated, it still allows you to adjust it. So go back, click it. If we click, by the way, if you click it again, it disappears. Other things that we can do with the tooltip is that we can, for instance, disable pulsating animation. So like this, there are no animations, but the functionality still works. Or we can adjust the pulsating animation by, I don't know, maybe increasing the pulsating factor. Let's do 3. It's basically what it's going to do. It's going to make it grow to 3 times bigger. That's how it's going to look like. What else can we do? Well, we can change, obviously, the color of this icon. And we can also change its shape. So let's remove it, and let's add the same icon for Kubernetes. We're going to draw some icons, for instance, like this. So as you can see, this is not really a circle, and it has 7 segments. If we just simply draw a tooltip over it, it's going to look a bit ugly, right? So if you do it like this, and also if we change the opacity, it's not going to look pretty, to be fair. I don't really like how it sticks out. So what we can do, we can change the shape of this icon to an polygon, and let me increase the opacity so that it can match the number of corners. So that's going to be 7. Also, let's drag it a little bit down like this. So I think that's okay. Oh, we can also do rounding of the corners to match it even more. So we don't really need to be precise in here, to be fair, because if you just zoom out, it's gonna look fine. And also, if you go into the view mode, it's just gonna blink like this. Oh, let's change the pulse factor to 1.1, because otherwise this animation becomes a bit annoying if you have a lot of these things. So what's the point of this tooltip? We could also make the same effect if we would just simply add another icon, and then if we would go into the description, put some text, right? And then it will also be documented, so it will also be actionable. If we click it, we will get the text that we entered earlier. Well, obviously the tooltip allows you so much more, right? So first of all, this is an animation that shows you that this item is actionable, like it has something, so you can click it, right? Another thing is that we can add more items to the diagram, even other templates. So for instance, one thing that we could do, we could add, I don't know, some kind of label to it. By the way, we can even add auto layout so that it looks fancier. So let's put it to 5, and then this one is going to be centered so that when I drag it, it stays in place, in the right place. Also, we're gonna make it bold. Oh, wait, like this. We can get rid of this description. Imagine that we just provide some more detailed description of this element. And then what is also more interesting is that we can put another template like the dynamic component. So if you want to read more about this element, we could make it so that it loads dynamically external diagram with more elements on it. So let's quickly select the diagram that I have prepared previously. So let's search for the diagram. I have this Nginx diagram, and we're also going to use the parent area so that it fills up this tooltip nicely. Let's see what's going to happen. So we click it, we get the tooltip, we click more, and now the Nginx diagram is loaded. Although the Nginx diagram is supposed to be on a dark background, so we can also adjust the tooltip color, make it like this. Oh yeah, then I need to change obviously the text color of this label, and let's see how it's gonna look like. Oh wait, I forgot. I actually need to change the component background here, so I can actually make it dark like this. I can also make it transparent, but then it's gonna show over these elements of the tooltip, which is not gonna look that nice. Let's test it again. Click it, more, load, and then we have this Nginx interactive diagram loaded here. If we zoom out, we see that the main diagram is still in place, and we can even hide it like this. So there you go. Oh yeah, another thing. There's another interesting property of this template is the pulsating behavior, the pulse behavior. And by default it's set to nothing, so if you click it, nothing changes, but there's this one that is disable after pop-up. By the way, we can hide pop-up like this so that it doesn't annoy us. And what we can do, like I'll disable the grid snapping, and then what we can copy and paste these elements, and if we have this disable after pop-up, it's gonna look like this. So currently they are all pulsating, they are all animating, and if we click it, the pulsating animation will disappear. Click here. Now this one stops pulsating, and then only this one is left. This is sort of like a nice way of letting a user know that they haven't looked yet for something, they still have something to click, etc. Right? So I guess that's it for this tutorial. It's kind of like a simple one, but it actually enables you to do a lot of interesting things in your diagrams. So that's it, and thank you for watching.